to warm up its chilled relations with the North, stressing that his government will try to improve living conditions in the communist regime. Kang Chae-ri has more.
President Lee Myung-bak says that he believes inter-Korean ties are headed in the right direction. Speaking to a group of senior opinion leaders on Thursday, the conservative South Korean president, who has been pounded by North Korea for taking a hardline stance against the communist regime, also said inter-Korean relations are facing a chance for improvement, marking the 60th anniversary of the outbreak of the Korean War. This comes amid high speculation that the two Koreas are possibly looking at an inter-Korean summit sometime this year, given Pyongyang's recent rhetorics hinting at its willingness to improve ties with Washington as well as with Seoul, and maybe return to the six-party nuclear talks. As for an issue hogging headlines in the South, namely the political squabble over the fate of the Sejong City project, the president was all ears to opinions of policy advisors in the closed-door meeting. The Korean government announced earlier this week detailed plans for the revision to the initial project, which would have relocated some government bodies to the Chungcheong region. And the revision reignited heated debate within the political circle, with opposing lawmakers urging the government to keep its original promise. However, the president vowed not to let the issue get in his way of carrying out policies, since now is a critical phase for Korea in fixing its position in the newly formed global environment. Kang Chae-ri, Arirang News.
The frigid weather we've seen for the past weeks in Korea has not only made life difficult for people but animals as well. Fortunately, a national park kicked off a campaign to help feed animals that otherwise might have gone hungry. Yang Ji reports.
When humans are hit with a cold snap like the one taking place, they can cover up with warm clothes and stay away from the freezing weather. But unlike humans, wild animals live outdoors, going through a great ordeal to find food and warmth in order to survive. But volunteers at Songnisan National Park in North Chungcheong Province have started a program that helps feed the starved wildlife.
You have to leave roughly a 20-minute gap between each pile of food. Otherwise, animals might fight each other for it. And make sure you place enough food on each spot.
It is also very important to keep in mind that visitors only need to leave a small amount of food, enough to last about 4 or 5 days, so that animals will keep their wildlife instinct.
Our staff has checked the diet and living conditions of the wildlife species in the Songnisan Mountains prior to the campaign so we could prepare the right food for the animals.
So far, about 100 volunteers have helped to feed the animals through this program, many coming from various environmental groups. Yang Ji, Arirang News.
Next, we show you a huge collection of traditional Korean pottery called onggi, numbering more than 6,000 pieces in total. And surprisingly, they've been put together by just one person. Our Jeju partner station KCTV reports.
Onggi, or ethnic Korean earthenware that gives out a natural vibe distinct to Jeju, is placed here and there around one farm in Jeju City. There is a pot which was used for storing grain here, as well as other unique pieces which were specially made by a local potter to reflect light without having applied a glaze. The pottery is estimated to be about 100 years old. Daehang, which refers to a large pottery, used to be a symbol of wealth in old times, and was produced on order. It is evaluated as the best collection of that period. These onggis, which come in various shapes and sizes, are owned by Kang Sang-moon, a 52-year-old man from Ido, Idong in Jeju City. For the past 10 years, after working in a public career, he has spent his time collecting the Jeju onggis after being fascinated by their characteristics. There are about 6,000 Jeju onggis in his collection.
I didn't plan on amassing a huge collection. I bought them because I simply liked them. I was fascinated by the pieces, so I got more interested in them.
Kang's collection, which began growing after being charmed by the pottery during one chance encounter, has various origins of production, so it is said that he owns every type of onggi produced on the island. Despite financial difficulties, he has adhered to his Jeju ongi collection. He took photographs of the 6,000 ongis in his collection and includes details